In the wake of the National Front March, firebomb attacks on black-owned properties in the area further heightened tensions. And then came the bleakest moment in a decade of alienation and bitterness. On the 17th of January 1981, in a house on New Cross Road, youngsters gathered to celebrate the 16th birthday of Yvonne Ruddock.
I lived on Alpha Road, which is directly adjacent to where the party was. And as I turned the corner, I realized that there was kids, really, you know, younger than I was, jumping out the window, fire was blazing, screaming. And it kind of was frightening.
Strange thing is, I remember at the time, yeah, I definitely distinctly remember at the time, taking my hand and rubbing my face like this. It felt like I was sweating. Later discovered that it wasn't even sweat. It got so hot in there that people's skin was actually peeling.
The way in which people were screaming and laying hurt, broken limbs, it was a terrible time.
I smashed my hip, my ankle. I got burns all over the place.
This is all that remains of the three-storey house where nearly 100 young West Indians were celebrating at an all-night birthday party for two young friends.
A total of 13 youngsters, most of them under 16, were killed. News of their deaths stunned black communities across the country, most notably in the town of Rugby, where a local boy, Humphrey Brown, was discovered to be among the dead. But few outside the black community seemed to recognize the scale of the tragedy, and some showed a callous indifference. The dispute with the police over the cause of the fire quickly escalated. It was widely believed that the fire had been started deliberately, but the police were skeptical of the racial attack theory. Instead, they suspected that the fire had been started by someone at the party itself, after an argument. Many of the fire's victims now found themselves the subject of police suspicion.
They told me they didn't want to take Denise to police station, and while I was there with her, there was writing, and one of them turned to Denise while halfway in the writing, and he said, "You don't tell no lies." These are the words, and I always remember, "Don't tell no lies. Just tell us that there was fighting in the house."
And I was trying to explain that, you know, this is what I know, this is all I know. But they were saying, well, didn't you see a fight, sort of thing, you know, you did see a fight. And basically I was giving them the statement, but it was like they were totally sort of like twisting it, and whatever I said didn't matter anyway, so it was a long old night, that was.
And they tell her, "If you don't tell us, remember, you have your dead brother Andrew in the fire. So how did the fire start? How would she know?" She didn't know.
There were times when I did feel, especially when I was being interviewed by the police, I felt like, hold on, I am the victim here. Yeah, I feel as if I'm a suspect, sort of thing, yeah. Most definitely, yeah.
No one was ever charged with starting the fire, and the case would never be solved. But the episode had raised the bitterness in the black community to a new pitch.
Nobody in any official position had begun to understand what had happened in the black community.